Hello friends, it's Sarah. As not promised, but as suggested, I am coming at you with my 8-month post-op lap band surgeversary update. I did not do a weight this morning because I'm due for my period, and I basically was a horse last night and I had a salt lick for dinner. So I didn't want to get on the scale and be all bummed out by by a salty weight. So I'm coming at you with everything else that the past 8 months has brought me, as opposed to a number, because as we all know, this journey, while the numbers tend to reign supreme, there is a lot more that is gained as we lose, and that's what I want to talk about. So here we go. But just for the record, and if you're just tuning in, and also I have a lot of new subscribers, and I want to say welcome and thank you, and I hope you enjoy. I am getting better at responding to comments. I've mentioned this on previous videos before. I am a little bit technically challenged, and I do everything off of my tablet. It's a Google Nexus 7 for those of you, those techies that are interested. And I only, like, a couple days ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, figured out exactly how to go in and respond. So if I don't respond to your comment, it's not because I don't appreciate it or I don't read it or I don't love it. It's because I am a dumb blonde when it comes to stuff like that. So my highest weight back in 2009 was 303 pounds. The weight I was the day I met my surgeon was 282 pounds. Excuse me. The weight I was the last time I came to you guys was 232.8, which was approximately a 70-pound loss from my highest weight and approximately a 50-pound loss from my surgery date weight. And to get to my first goal, big goal, aside, of course, from Wonderland, I have 50 more pounds. My goal is 180. So 50-ish, maybe 52, maybe 49, I'm not sure. So that's where we are with the numbers. Size-wise, I started at a size 24, 26, 3X tops. Just big. Just obviously not the biggest, but the biggest you could buy at places like Ross or Marshall's or non-Lane Bryant, places where you weren't going to break the bank. I am now a size large, extra large. I have more extra larges than larges, but I do have larges and I do wear them on a regular basis and they look fine. This jacket, for example, it's actually a junior's jacket. I've had it for years. It's a size 13, which I think is a large. And on bottoms, 24, 26, and now I'm right about at an 18. As I've lost my weight, I tend to shrink more on top, and I carry it in I guess they're called saddlebags. I never had them before because it was all just one column of fat. So now that's where I carry the majority of my weight, is my lower belly, my fanny, and my saddlebags. Yeah. So this time, 8 months ago, I was doing my surgery eve video. I was wrapping up my 3-day clear liquid diet. I know a lot of you guys, VSGers, bypass, and lap band alike, have to go on anywhere from, I think, a week to a month of like a protein shake diet with a meal. My surgeon did not do that. He said that he found he had higher success rates doing a clear liquid diet. So it was broth, water, caffeine-free tea, Jello, sugar-free, everything. That's what he had me do. I did cheat on that diet, not with food, but with coffee. I still drank coffee. I put sugar-free creamer in it because I'm horribly addicted to coffee. So that was my big cheat. But obviously everything went off without a hitch. So that is what I was doing, just getting ready, and I had right about this time, I had my husband taking my post-op pictures. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you've seen them. It's just two side shots, a front shot and a back shot. I try to wear the same outfit in every one. It's either, it's like a slim fitting like legging or jean and a black tank top. Just because I want to have a good barometer of where I come. I don't want the clothes to lie, I should say. So I want to have that be honest, because it's sometimes easy in pictures, I feel, to make yourself look smaller in clothes. So that's what I was doing right around this time 8 months ago. I was also freezing my ass off because we had a huge snowstorm and we had to go to the hospital in a terrible snowstorm. My biggest fears for surgery. I don't know. I think my biggest fears were that my relationships would change because I knew that I would change. And there's a lot of talk about this in the community. I had some unhealthy friendships. Thankfully, I have been blessed with an incredibly supportive, loving husband. First and foremost, I mean, he's my biggest champion and he's always so proud of me, and he's wonderful and I adore him. But I was afraid of some friendships changing. I had some unhealthy friendships. I was fearful of how I would react to people at work. And I was apprehensive of the male attention that I knew I would get. And now all of those fears have come to fruition. Oh, and of course I was afraid of failure. I mean, I think everybody is. I'm also having Friday night wine, so if you care to join me, please. This is a Pinot Noir from Oregon, so cheers to Sarah Nerd in Oregon, because this comes from where you hail. So I have had significant relationship changes, both positive and negative. I had to sever ties with some unhealthy friends, specifically one friend. There was always jealousy in play there. There was just always jealousy at play. And I feel that for the longest time she felt like her trump card was that she was smaller than me. I mean, she's naturally thin. She's one of these women that, for those of you who have children, I'm sure hate. When she had her child, she left the hospital in her size 0 jeans. She would tell me how she knew when she was gaining weight is because she would get a dimple above her knee. And they were all things that I kind of blew off when I was heavier. I just figured, well, that's her and that's how she is. And I've realized now, as I've lost weight, that there was a lot more at play there, and she was not comfortable with me, I guess, being a threat. I'm not entirely sure. But that was and she was one of my best friends, if not my best friend. I mean, we had been friends for over 10 years. But in her absence, I have gained friendships. YouTube aside, I have I've just become closer with people that are wholly supportive of my journey. I've become closer with friends in my real life, if you will, that were acquaintances before that for whatever reason those friendships never really blossomed. I believe that it was having the unhealthy relationships in place was taking up emotional space. And now I have friends that just support me, that when I go to their house for dinner, they make sure that it's something that I can eat. If they're not sure, they check with me first. They're just, and they're they're just happy for me. Every time I go down a jean size, or I do a new pose at yoga, or anything I want to share or celebrate, I feel very comfortable going to those people, those women, and sharing that with them. And they aren't jealous that I'm losing weight, and they're just happy for me. And some are overweight and some aren't. So that's been really great. So that's what I'll say about that. I'm going to touch on spouse stuff here in a little bit. I might have to do 2 videos because I can already feel this going long. My biggest accomplishments thus far. I am much stronger, both emotionally and physically, than I ever realized. And I've also become a lot more honest with myself. For example, this is a perfect example. Tomorrow morning, I am walking, not running, walking a 5K with 3 friends from work that during this time have become very close to me. None of us are runners, and they're all, two are very thin, just tall, skinny bitches. It's just how they are. It's how God made them. One is probably what I'm going to look like when I get down to goal. She's a little short, bottom heavy. And none of them are runners, so we're all walking it. But I would not have done that a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. There's no way in hell I would have done that. Just for fun, just something to do, just a female bonding experience, you know? So we're doing that. I've also really, I feel, taken my spin practice to another level. For those of you that practice spin, or cycling, whatever you want to call it, I'm not the greatest with speed. I still have a lot of things that bounce, so going very fast on the bike isn't always comfortable. But when you have to get a heavy, I can't think of what it's called, when you have to make it essentially feel like you're going through quicksand, I take it to the point where I feel like I can't push any farther, and then I push farther, and I push farther, and I push farther. When we're doing when we're standing on the bike in spin class to give our legs a break, and generally you have a really heavy turn or whatever when you're doing that, I sit down and I crank it up some more so that I get my legs as strong as possible, and I'm not afraid of trying new things. I've tried kickboxing, I've tried weight training classes, I'm doing the 5K, I tried Zumba. I didn't like Zumba, but I tried it. I mean, I've tried all kinds of things. I want to try bar classes. I want to try, well, that's kind of the only one I can think of right now that I want to try. If we ever get underwater spin in Colorado, from what I can see now, it's only in like coastal cities like New York, San Francisco, LA. I want to try that. So those are my biggest fitness accomplishments. Personal accomplishments is just I'm not so concerned with pleasing people anymore. If somebody doesn't like me, if they don't like what I have to say, or they don't like my opinions, or they just, for whatever reason, don't like me, that doesn't destroy me like it did before. I'm much more straightforward in what I say. I'm much more vocal when somebody says something to me that I find insulting or malicious or offensive, where before I would just, turn the other cheek. I don't do that anymore. I mean, I'm not, Attila the Hun, raging through my life, trying to off with their head with anybody that crosses me. But I am not the person that I was 3 years ago. I'm not the person that I was 8 months ago. It's changed. So let me see. Biggest challenges with my band. It has been getting the fill level right. I have a fill scheduled for Halloween. It's a great way to to not eat Halloween candy because you have to be on liquids during that time. Another huge challenge for me that I battle daily is comparison. I constantly compare myself to YouTubers, to people that I know in my real life that I don't like to say real life because this is totally a part of my life, but my day-to-day life that have had this surgery. I compare myself to VSGers and RNY, gastric bypass people, which is I really shouldn't do because banders lose slow over the course of 2 years. VSGers and bypassers lose quickly over the course of a year. It's one of the first things they told me in my seminar, but I can't help it. I compare. So that is a huge challenge. I also, yeah, I'll just kind of leave it at that. I'm working with that all the time. Yeah, so I'm going to end this here and record another because it's running kind of long. So I'll see you guys in a minute.